Hello YouTubers, Captain Seaton here with a intro to the PowerBook 540C, and I guess the big question is, will it boot? It's been in the closet for about, I don't know, 5 or 6 years or so. We're just going to pop it open and see what happens. The hardest part actually today was digging out this proprietary power brick, I guess is what you'd call it, and it only works with these particular model PowerBooks. And then I had to find the cord that would actually work with this power brick. I also located the Asante FriendlyNet Ethernet adapter because it's not only going to be a boot test, we're going to see if in 2019 a 20-plus-year-old PowerBook can actually get onto the internet. So here goes, power button. Well, that's actually a pretty good sign right off the bat. These were very revolutionary laptops when they were first introduced in the mid-1990s, first with integrated stereo speakers on each side of the TFT screen, which was also an industry first. Full-size keyboard, of course, and the big one, prior to this, PowerBooks actually had, we've got a boot starting here, PowerBooks and most computers had track balls, and this was the first one with the trackpad, and they were really kind of revolutionary from that standpoint. I'm going to watch the boot up here. This, I believe, is running Mac OS. This is one of my favorites. It was 8.6. They were certified to run OS 9, but and I think I tried it once, and it just it never really floated my boat, so to speak. So we stuck with 8.1 and 8.6 on most of the Mac machines. Interestingly enough, right after these came out, or I should say a few years after that, they went to OS 10 after of course, the PowerBook G3 series and whatnot, still running macOS. But once they did the switch to OS 10, I in turn made the switch to Windows XP, so I decided to make a change at that time. Looks like it's got some windows open from previous use as well. Let's see what we got here. System folder. I think earlier I was trying to set up the internet on this, and I looked for network settings, couldn't find it. Tried PPP, which is the old point-to-point protocol, and finally on the TCP/IP menu, there I am. I'm actually tapping. It's a hard habit to break. Got to use the button on these; they don't tap. But I was wondering if in 1990 whatever, if they actually had. Yeah, I guess, okay, we had AOL Link, Apple Talk. That was an interesting way to connect, point-to-point protocol. I don't think they had okay, they did have DHCP back then too as well. All right, well, that works. I prefer to set it up manually, just put in router addresses, name server addresses, etc., etc. And this is the program that we used to use to get onto the internet. No Internet Explorer back in those days. In fact, prior to this would be NCSA Mosaic. Then you would use Netscape Navigator, which is the actual web browser itself. I really did like Netscape Communicator, which is one of the reasons why still to this day I'm a user of Thunderbird and also Firefox, because they're actually based on the same exact thing. So we'll fire this up and you'll start to see the similarities with Firefox almost right away. Keep in mind this thing's running a Motorola 68040 processor. It's at 33 megahertz. We're at 36, I believe, megabytes of RAM. These came with 4 megabytes of RAM soldered to the motherboard, and you could actually boot them and run the OS on that for quite some time. If you wanted to do some heavy lifting, like Netscape Navigator, and we've got Google set up on there already. We're going to see if... oh my god, yeah, we got a JavaScript error, so I don't think it's going to load. And what's going on now here? Something's happening. It's not pretty. Oh my god! You can do it! Okay, so here in May of 2019, we have 20-plus-year-old PowerBook getting on the internet. And these buttons down here control your different features. I was hoping something would happen, like light up. File, new. Yeah, I was going to show you this, like, so the Communicator suite included news groups. Yeah, if you use Thunderbird, you start to see these icons here. Let's see if I can hover over that, if it'll tell me. I'm pretty sure that's to check mail. That's quote. You got attachments, spell check. But you start seeing that bar, and you see that layout, and you realize, you know, where, of course, Thunderbird and all these programs actually got their start. I'd send an email, but I don't think I have current mail settings, the POP3 settings set up on here right now. These things used to go to sleep really nicely. Let's see if I can do this without cracking it. Here we go. And then when it goes to sleep, it'll let you know by this little, oh, it still works. There you go. Nice little green icon there. While I have it closed, I'll show you that when these machines were brand new, it was released, I guess, in 1994, introduction 1994, discontinued in 1995. There's your processor speed. Every Mac is great on these. The original price for these models, $4,800, $5,000, and $5,200. My guess on that, because I'm going to show you some while I have it actually shut down here, this has a very expensive add-on that I put on this machine after I bought it. I probably purchased this machine back in like 98 or 2000. And that's a very rare piece of equipment. That is a PCMCIA cage adapter that actually is ejectable. You can take it out, and it fits in one of the battery slots. And so to extend the battery life, this computer originally came with one battery. You had the option of purchasing a second battery. I don't have the batteries in here because they were known to leak acid. So you can see the empty hole where the battery is supposed to be. And of course, the 1.4 floppy drive. On the back, the excellent plethora of ports. You got the power supply that goes here, nice and tight. They never got loose, don't know why. Let's see. This right here, that's going to be for an external modem or printer. And then you would have this, the one right next to it, of course, is for the microphone. I believe that's like sound in, sound out. Then it looks like, I believe that's the ADB or the Apple desktop bus, so you could plug in keyboards or other items on that. There's the license for the built-in PowerBook 500 series. So this would be kind of like a middle of the range, maybe top of the line PowerBook, because a lot of them had like a little tab where the modem would be. So this one actually had the built-in 19.2 modem. A lot of people noticed that I did have a card in here. That's actually a Global Village. That's a 56K modem that I bought for this, because if you're going from 19.2 to 56, that's a huge difference. I've got the Ethernet, of course, plugged in. Let's see what else we got here. This is if it'll focus, that is an external monitor adapter, which I have the plug for that. The one next to this, the little kind of sideways square with the line, that's an external SCSI adapter. And the only reason I know that is I used to run on this bad boy a SiQuest Easy 135 megabyte external drive. We're going to wake it up from sleep, and in the old days, you just kind of wiggle the mouse a little bit like that. So you're going to wake back up? Nope. Let's try spacebar. Let's give that a shot. Get ready to hear that hard drive whine again. So let's see what else we can do on here. Okay, we have proven that the PowerBook will actually get on the internet. And, waking back up from sleep. I mean, come on, it's like the grandpa of computers. If you had your computer next to this computer, it would be yelling at your computer to get off its lawn. This is the grandpa. Takes him a while to wake up from his nap. So there's Google. If you could suggest like an antique website, I don't know if there's any like Angel Fire or GeoCities pages maybe that I could load from this era. I wonder if archive.org works. archive. Because, that's a page of old web pages. No, Netscape and this server cannot communicate securely because they have no common encryption algorithms. Let's see, really good sound, really good keyboard, really good laptop. My name's Captain Seaton. Quick video intro on the 540C on the internet in 2019. Enjoy, like, and subscribe, and maybe I'll do a few more of these. Have a good one. Bye.